All right. Yes, we are going to talk about something that most of us don't want to face.
Yeah, well, it's the reality.
It is la réalité de la vie, the reality of life. Let's talk about health, because when you talk about Eid celebration or even Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever, Thanksgiving, usually there's a lot of food involved, right?
Yep, and you have to eat every day. You have to indulge yourself in food, otherwise your family would get
annoyed.
Annoyed, and why aren't you eating?
Why aren't you eating? So why don't we balance it, right, Shanas? Because of course we like to eat really, really nice, delicious food, but at the same time, we have to keep our health, correct? Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
Now, some people make Eid or Lebaran as a time of revenge to eat as much as they want. Now, after having fast for about 30 days in the month of Ramadan, I think you have the urge to kind of like eat everything that is served on the table. However, this phenomenon cannot be justified because it can have an unfavorable impact for the body. And after fasting for the whole month, many appear to treat the feast as a payback, meaning they could eat as much as they want.
Yes, as you can see here, the picture, oh my goodness, this is very mahsah, right? Very rich, because a typical Eid course or meal includes the rendang, sambal goreng ati, opor, that is super rich with coconut milk, and sometimes also fatty meat. And I'm sure you understand and know very well, if we eat these wonderful, yummy food in excess, our cholesterol level is going to soar.
Yeah, that's the reality. Opor. Okay. Opor.
Yeah.
All right. Now, to know more about this, how to prevent rising cholesterol levels after Eid, we are now joined by Mayapada Hospital clinical nutritionist, Dr. Yonatan Oentiono. Hello, doctor.
Hi, Dr.
Hey,
Oki.
good morning,
Hi,
everybody.
good morning.
Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us. Go on, Shanas. Ask the first question.
All right. Okay, so this is reality check for all of us. Okay, the first question would be, doctor, how can we prevent the rise of cholesterol levels after consuming so many fatty foods, especially after Eid?
Okay, first of all, we have to know that cholesterol only about 20% comes from the foods that we eat. The rest of it is come from our body. And actually, the cholesterol is not bad unless you have too much of it. Your body needs it to build cells, make vitamins, and other hormones. Usually, the one that we point our finger at is the bad cholesterol, or the LDL. Because it carries cholesterol to your arteries, where it may collect in the vessel walls and contribute to the plaque formation, known as atherosclerosis. And the good cholesterol, or the HDL, do exactly the opposite. HDL clears fat from the body via the liver. So to answer your question, first we can limit our high cholesterol food, like processed food, and then fatty food, egg yolk and oil, and then we can do exercise also.
Okay.
Right. You said earlier that bad cholesterol is actually only 20% caused by food. Is that correct? Or did I hear it correctly, doctor?
Yes, if you do check your total cholesterol, only 20% comes from the food. 80% of it is synthesized by our body.
So how does that work? Because all these years, whenever my parents mention cholesterol, I always see it as a ghost, like a demon that, oh, I should avoid. It turns out that it's created by your own body. So is it a good thing or not a good thing? I don't know. I mean, how does it work, doctor?
Yes, the LDL or the bad cholesterol actually doing it worse. It's not something bad in our body. It's not a foe. It's not an enemy. It's just doing it works because our body needs the fat. So LDL will bring the fats from the liver to our body and drop it one by one like that. But if you have too much of it, of course, it will cause a plaque, and it will make your arteries stiff and narrower.
I see. Wow, that's insightful.
Yeah. Okay. So now we know. We also want to know, doctor, are there any specific food that can lower our cholesterol levels if we have a high level cholesterol?
Yes, recommendation from Harvard suggests at least there are 3 components can help lower our cholesterol, which are first is the soluble fiber. Soluble fiber binds to cholesterol and its precursors in the digestive system and drags them out of the body before they can get into our circulation. So those soluble fiber, namely oat, barley, whole grain, apple, beans, eggplant, okra, and you can also get a fiber supplement.
That's wonderful.
And then next is the polyunsaturated fats, which directly lower the LDL. For instance, vegetable oil such as canola, olive, and sunflower oil. And then also deep sea fatty fish. The American Heart Association recommend us to eat fish twice weekly because at least it helps lower our LDL by 2 methods. First, it replaces our meats on the plate. So instead of meat, we eat the fish. And then secondly, the fish has a high content of omega-3. This omega-3 will help directly lower our LDL. And the last one is the plant sterols and stanols, which contain in many plants, in many fruits, vegetables. It is block the body from absorbing cholesterol. So eat your fruits and vegetables. Eat a colorful fruits and vegetables.
Colorful. Okay.
Basically, eat healthy, really. I mean, it's like, yeah, I mean, it's like there's no other sort of like health hack, right?
That's true.
You just have to maintain it. What about people who rely on medications, doctor? Because oftentimes, as Shanas mentioned earlier, times of celebration can be seen as time for revenge. You know, it's like, oh yeah, you know, we are celebrating something, so we can just eat whatever we like. And then after that, maybe I'll just medicate it. Just, you know, take some cholesterol pills. What's your take on that?
Yeah, actually that's what's happened most on the hospital, right? Yes, like the thing I mentioned, the polyunsaturated fats and the plant sterols and stanols, we have many supplements because there's a high demand of it.
Yes.
So people will consume a lot of that after they eat. Of course you can take it, but I suggest discuss it first with your doctor.
Okay. Now I have to tell that to my mom. Now, hello. Doctor, I also want to know about the first symptoms. If you kind of experiencing high cholesterol, what would you feel? What your body would feel like?
Yeah.
Because so many of us, we have this body alarm that tells us that this is not right, something is going on, but there are some people whose alarms are kind of turned off, so they don't know the difference between this headache is a headache from cholesterol or not. Maybe you can share about the symptoms.
Okay, theoretically for high cholesterol itself, there is no symptoms. So you have to have a blood check if your total cholesterol above 200 or your triglyceride above 150 or your LDL above 130, go see a doctor.
Okay.
However, long-standing high cholesterol can cause atherosclerosis, like I mentioned before, which increase your risk for cardiovascular disease, stroke, diabetes, artery disease, hypertension, and those diseases have symptoms. So the symptoms that you feel, actually it's the symptoms of the complication of high cholesterol.
Oh, okay. So it's not from
Like the
cholesterol.
dizziness, maybe there's some narrowing of your arteries on your neck or in your head. That's why it causes headache or dizziness, something like that.
I see. So it's the smalling or the decrease in size of your arteries that creates all those symptoms that eventually we feel. How can mindful eating help, doctor, in preventing or in basically just maintaining our health in general?
Okay, mindful eating. Mindful eating actually is focused on your eating experience. Like we make our daily eating as a meditation, as a focus activities like that. It's a body-related sensations, and there's thoughts and feelings we pour into our food with a heightened awareness. So, according to the Harvard, the goal of this mindful eating is promote a more enjoyable meal experience and understanding of the eating environments.
Yeah.
Actually, it's like questioning our food, like what to eat, why we eat, what we eat, how much to eat, and how to eat. There are 7 practices of mindful eating. I don't explain all 7 of it, but at least there are 4 of it that can lower our LDL. The
Okay.
first is the serve modest portion. So we don't eat fully until we satisfied, but stop at least like 80% and then stop eating.
Yes.
And then the next is eat the small bites. Don't shove your plate with a spoonful of food and then put it in your mouth. Don't do that. Do take a small bites, experience the flavor, feel the flavor in your mouth, something like that. And then also eat slowly to avoid overeating.
Yeah.
Eat slowly as medical evidence that it will help you to reduce the obesity. So eat slowly, eat small bites, feel the flavor, feel the foods. And the last one is consider long-term effects of food.
Yeah.
Such as?
So if you eat high content of fat, of oil, and think about the long-term effects.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Okay.
the thing, right? I mean, it's pretty clear also the message from you, doctor. Yeah, sometimes it's okay to indulge a little bit, but make sure that part of, or most part of your diet is fruits and vegetables and grains and beans, right? Because, yeah, it's okay to have steak once in a while.
Yeah.
maybe like once a month. or
That's
something.
true. That's true. And avoid emotional eating. That's never,
Yeah.
never the way. I mean, if you feel like, oh, you wanna
Yeah.
eat everything,
Yeah.
you need to stop and then think again and, just
Yes.
taste every flavor of your food. And for me, the tips is always, if you're celebrating something,
Yeah.
I always, if I have to go to my neighbor's house or my family's house, I eat the fruits first. All fruits and vegetables, and then I'll get full by the fruits and vegetables.
Yes.
And then I move on to the ketupat.
That's very smart, Shanas. That's a very useful tip. And we're gonna play a little bit of. It's not even a game yet, doctor. It's basically we want to confirm some of the myths and facts
Let's check.
that are available out there. Okay, the first question is myths or facts. Only adults can experience high cholesterol levels. Is that true or false?
Yeah, actually that's a myth because
Really?
not only adults but all range of ages can have a high cholesterol.
Even children?
Poor kid.
Yes, even in children.
Wow.
Even they have a screening recommendation like starting from age 12.
No.
Okay.
Why?
Sometimes you can get it hereditarily,
Ah,
so it's
okay.
difficult to avoid.
I see. So with children, it's mostly hereditary.
Okay.
I see. Okay.
We
Wow.
need to keep our kids healthy as well.
Yes.
All right, now we'll move on to our next myths or facts. High cholesterol levels mostly affects men.
Is that true or false?
Okay, the answer to this is yes and no. From the ages 20 to 55, mostly in men, but after 55, it increased rapidly in women.
Ah.
Why? Because of the menopause.
Oh, what
see.
happened?
It
When a
has to do with
woman
hormones.
experiences menopause, I mean, how does that affect their cholesterol level, doctor?
Yes, because there's a drop in hormone, like I mentioned before, that we need cholesterol. One of its function is to form the hormones. So the testosterone for men, and then for the woman, the estrogen, progesterone is 100% made of cholesterol.
Oh.
I get it.
So when there's no demand of it, the cholesterol level will get lower. But when there's a high demand of it, the cholesterol level usually will increase.
Right.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, that is good to know. Okay, we need to be careful when we reach 55, Shanas. You and I are going to take care of each other, like guard each other. Okay?
Hopefully it's gonna be a long time.
That is still going to be 20 years from you, darling. And then the next one is, if I have a healthy weight with BMI and all, I will likely not suffer high cholesterol level, like bad cholesterol level. Healthy weight, doctor.
Okay,
Yeah.
this one is a myth because your body weight did not reflect your body composition. You can have a normal weight, you can have a normal BMI, but you can still have a high proportion of body fats.
Right.
Okay.
And in the end, that's the thing that you want to know, right? By checking your cholesterol, like
Yeah.
you want to know how much the fat you have in your body,
Right.
whether you are healthy enough or not.
Yeah.
What is the healthy proportion of fat in our body, doctor?
For women is under 30%, and for men is under 20%.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So what kind of physical exercises would you suggest for us to make sure that we have our cholesterol levels, bad or good, in check?
Well, if you never exercised before, you can start walking 20 to 30 minutes a day.
Okay.
It can cut your risk for the cardiovascular disease, can help lower your cholesterol a little bit. But from the medical side, actually vigorous exercise is recommended and best for boosting the HDL.
Okay.
So exercise is the best way to increase your HDL.
When you said
see.
rigorous exercise, what kind of exercise is that? Because I was talking to Shanas yesterday, and we were discussing about CrossFit.
Oh,
how
yeah.
it's like it's super rigorous, right?
Rigorous.
I mean, when you talk about rigorousness,
Yes,
is that
something like that, like CrossFit,
CrossFit. I see.
HIIT,
HIIT, yeah.
high intensive.
Okay.
Okay, all right. And we do that every day or 5 days a week?
Yes, if you can do it every day, do it every day. You can do it like check your lipid profile, check your LDL, check your HDL, and then after 2 weeks or a month, you can check it again. You will surely see a rising on your HDL, which is good.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay, well, that's a good tip.
Yeah. Thank you so much, doctor, for your insights. We'll make sure to eat healthy and also to do our physical exercises every day.
Every day. Thank you, Dr.
Thank
Aki.
you.
Have a good holiday. Have a good weekend.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to take a little break. I think after this, Shanas and I are going to do our session of Pilates. Anyways, we're going to give you headlines from around the world after the break. Stay tuned.
Don't forget to pump it out.
Yes.